What's going on, New Era? It's the host with the most, your boy Undead, here with the co-host Dev. And I tell you what, we we have another banger today, bro. We have somebody who's been around the internet forever. I'm talking about 10 plus years on Xbox, bro. This guy, you're gonna hear his name and you're gonna be like, whoa, what the hell are they thinking? We got the one, the only TSB Terra Code in the stream today. What's going on, Terracode? How are you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you guys doing?
Oh man, we're doing terrific, bro. We appreciate you coming on the podcast, taking your time out of your day to, come chill with us.
Oh yeah, yeah. I enjoy talking to people in other clans.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Speaking of clans, bro, TSB, legendary, bro. I know what it stands for. Dev knows what it stands for, but let's go ahead and hit the listeners straight out the gate. What does TSB stand for, bro?
Take a seat, bitch.
Woo! Say it one more time for the podcast.
Take a seat, bitch.
Take a seat, bitch. Gaming, man. Legendary, bro. I appreciate you coming on, like I said. Dev, you wanna start it off?
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with TSB, what have you been doing these past 10 plus years? You must not be familiar with the scene because they are one of the most notable clans within the community. Of gaming. My biggest run around with TSB is I used to see them all the time. You'd be hopping in Halo, hopping in Call of Duty. You'd always see the name pop up, and they would be wrecking you. I mean, it's just they're all about it. They want all the smoke. They're there to back up their talk, and that's one thing that I think everybody in the scene really respects is they back up everything they say. So that's really good. But I have a question. I'm gonna start it off with a question, Terra Code.
Okay.
So how did TSB come about? Like, how did you all form? What's your all story, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay. We were started out as a group of friends. My son, and then TSB Bad Company. A friend of mine, 30 plus years in real life, and his wife, and a core group of people that we knew, in real life, and we were all gaming together. This was on Halo 3. Way back in the early days of Halo 3, and we were on the pit, and there was some Patron involved, and I wound up in the corner where the shotgun spawns because I couldn't find my way out of there. And my son and Bad Company had a shotgun apiece, and this team kept rushing in there, and they were just dropping them with the shotgun. The kids would respawn, come over there, and eventually my son started saying, "Oh, y'all gonna come back over here? Well, you can take a seat too, bitch." And it just started from that. So then when we started killing people, we would say that. Next thing we know, kids were changing their gamer tags, and a clan started out of it. And I don't know, 7, 8 years later, I sobered up and realized I had a clan, and I needed to, act responsible. So here we are.
That's awesome. I've never. That's like probably one of the funniest community stories I've ever heard of just how it got made and how it formed. Normally, it's like really thought out and planned, and the way you guys did it was kind of like as a joke, and then it turned into something bigger. That's like really awesome. Undead, you got anything?
Oh yeah, dude. Another thing is, notice he didn't come from another clan. 9 out of 10 people, especially on Xbox nowadays, you're like, hey man, how did you start? And I guarantee 8 out of 10 of them are, oh well, we started in KSI and then we left and started blah blah blah. Homeboy
The
said,
only clan I've ever been on Xbox Live is TSB. I was before Xbox Live. I was in a clan on XBC. Wait, do you guys remember that?
yeah,
Before there was
I know
Xbox Live,
exactly what you're talking about.
I was in a little clan called Sicko with some guys, and a really good friend of mine talked me into joining, and he had a clan on Xbox Live actually, and his name is KSI Dead Meat. Are you guys familiar with him?
Yeah, we both.
Yep.
Yeah,
KSI
I already
legend.
know. I know Dead Meat IRL or not IRL, but on Xbox, like whenever he used to game. So
Yeah, I've known Dead Meat since before Xbox Live was a thing, and he and I would game together. And then when they all went to Xbox Live, I stayed on XBC because I wasn't as into gaming then because my kids were, my son was a young teenager, and we were, baseball, football, everything that you could do, skateboarding, whatever he wanted to do. And so I just wasn't as into, I didn't have the time to dedicate to gaming that I had. And Dead Meat kept saying, come to Xbox. And so eventually we came to Xbox Live, and he wanted me to join KSI, and Nodis and I had always kind of butted heads. And Dead Meat said, well, because I'm like, look, I'm not going to come there and answer to a bunch of people. You know how I am. And he and Nodis couldn't agree on a rank for me. So I'm like, I'll just chill then. Not a big deal. And, 6 months later, TSB was born.
And that's really like something really cool. Kind of like how you like already knew about like the culture of gaming, and like you already knew about like the KSI shit like right from the very beginning of it. So it's really cool to see how like TSB's kind of always been around. And it's always been like its own thing, and that's something that I've really like liked is you guys, kind of paved your own way per se. Like you guys did your own thing, and it's turned out to be really really successful. And now all the communities know who TSB is, and I'm sure like a lot of just people know in general what TSB is and who they are and like what you guys stand for. So that's really cool.
What we figured out early on was that we had people in our core group that were really good at Halo, because that's all we played was Halo. I didn't even know there was a dashboard on the 360. I didn't know I could watch Netflix or anything. I turned my Xbox on, Halo 3 loaded up. That's what I did until we turned it off. My son had one, and that's all we did. Halo, over and over.
That's what's up. And Dad,
Did you find it? Did you find it tricky, like early in the community or even now, to balance that leadership role of the community and like your personal life? Because I mean, you said like your son was in it too. So has it ever been a trick of being a leader and handling other things outside of the aspect of TSB?
I think that anybody that does this long enough has to. You'll find times that you are putting way more time into one thing than you are the other, and so you have to. Eventually, you figure out the balance. I started setting, like, I would be off Xbox at 8:30 every night, and I wouldn't get on till a certain time. I'd hang out with my family and my kids, and because I was single at the time, and when I was single, of course, I could do whatever the hell I wanted to. So I would be on Xbox a lot. And then when that changed, I kind of set a schedule and a routine for myself, and I tried, really hard not to break that routine because you do have to balance it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really, really like important. It's like a healthy balance, for people to, be able to do both. I mean, running a community or a clan, it's a lot of work and it can be stressful. And everybody that does it knows that. And you want to also like, pay attention to your family and what's going on in, the real world in your real life because you do have responsibilities and shit. So that's really, really good to see. But like my
Absolutely.
question for you is so you were talking about Halo, and Halo kind of right now is in like a weird spot. Halo 5 was eh, people liked it, some did, some didn't. So what's your take on Halo versus Call of Duty? Like, do you prefer Halo? Do you prefer Call of Duty? And like how's your opinion on that changed now?
I mean, I'm a Halo person, through and through. Halo is a more skill-based game, and I don't care what anyone says. COD's based on connection. It has a lot to do with things in the game. Halo was everyone spawned with the exact same loadout. If you wanted a sniper, your team had to lay out a plan for you to get the sniper. You had to take into account when the rocket spawned, when Invis spawned, or power up, just whatever. It was just who was better at the game. It was all about who was better at the game, not who had the best loadout and who could hide behind a bush and camp, and whatever. So that's not to say that I didn't enjoy some of the CODs. I'd never played COD until Modern Warfare 2, and I probably played 40 games of it. Played quite a bit of Black Ops. That's kind of where I learned how to play COD, I guess. And then I was actually really good at Black Ops 2. I enjoyed Black Ops 2 and Black Ops. Those are my favorite CODs.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely MW2. That's where I got my start from. Was MW2. It was like my favorite till this day. It's still my favorite Call of Duty. But MW2, MW3, the Modern Warfares have always been my favorite, except for this one. I don't like it too much. But Undead, what's your opinion on Call of Duty, Halo?
Halo. I started on Halo 2, popped off to Halo 3, dude. It's just like he said, dude. The The skill level is there, dude. If you see a good player, you know they're a good player. In Call of Duty, you see a good player, maybe he has a better connection, maybe he has this new fucking elite controller, maybe I don't know, maybe he's doing something. But in Halo, it don't work like that, bro. It's just you had to have a team of your friends to play with and win in Halo. In Call of Duty, you just go join a random lobby and you can just be the best player in the lobby or whatever, and a seed.
Oh
But
yeah. I mean, I'm very disappointed with the state of Halo now. I mean, if you go to
for
YouTube and you
sure.
type in best clans on Halo, Xbox Live, TSB's on every one of those lists. And some of them have us 1, some of them have us 4 or 5. I disagree with those because all the people that were ahead of us on those lists we beat. But it's whoever put the list together. That stuff's kind of subjective. There was never a big overall tournament, for online clans. But what I do enjoy about COD, or what I enjoyed about the CODs that I played, was the pace of it, because it was so much faster than Halo. I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it. But as far as the game, Halo 2, Halo 3, you just, especially Halo 3. I mean, not that I thoroughly enjoyed Halo 2, but Halo 3, I had so much more time to game during that era. So I played so much more of that. I even enjoyed Halo Reach, to a certain extent.
Oh, I don't know about Reach. I mean, maybe, but I don't know, dude.
The custom games on Reach were out of this world. The
Yeah.
roller coaster maps kids could make and stuff.
I could be 100%, dude.
100 hours, hundreds of hours racing, warthogs and whatnot.
Like, while we're on the topic of like Halo, I'm sure you said you watched the last podcast. We were talking to Helios or Ben about Halo, and we presented him with the question, who would win in a 1v1 between you and him in Halo? And he said that he would mop the floor with you easily. That's what he said. His words, not mine. So, what do you have to say about that? And him calling you out like that? He said you guys have already 1v1. He's beat you every time y'all 1v1. He said he'd do it on Halo 3 Guardian. He'd do it on Halo 2. A Sanctuary. He says anytime, any place, name it. He's there. He's beating you. What do you got to say about it?
Halo 2, Helios probably would beat me straight up. He's really good at Halo 2. As far as Halo goes, with Helios and I, he's never played against me on that game when I was not drinking, because I play that game when I get nostalgic. I drink every once in a while, not that often anymore. So, he's a really good friend of mine. I'll say this. Because I've done so many things in my life, he needs more of a confidence boost than I do. We'll just say that he can beat me, and he can have that. I mean, I'm sure if you guys want to go look at the stats of all the games that we play together, Smite, PUBG, Apex, Crash Team Racing, Halo, if you want to go look at all that and see, I mean, the stats don't lie, but we'll just, for his fragile ego, we'll just say that he can beat me.
Okay, that's hilarious. So we're talking about Ben. We're talking about XDG. We already had all them on last show. And we kind of touched already what Hydra was. But from your perspective, you guys kind of created Hydra. You guys have had it around, and you're one of the main guys with Hydra. So kind of what's your take on Hydra? What is it? How did it came to be? Just what's Hydra's story from your perspective? We've heard it from Ben's.
From my perspective, TSB and J2H have been allies longer than 90% of the clan, maybe even higher than that, 90% of the clans in existence. We've been allies longer than that, which is crazy to think about. And we had kind of planned on it just staying that way. And then, VA formed, and Slynot is a really good friend of ours. And we just, eventually we're like, we should make it official. And we were sitting there, and I'd never said the word Hydra until we recorded that video. And we were talking, and I said, we're Hydra. We're a 3-headed monster. You don't know what side we're coming at you guys from, because clan wars were a big thing back then. Clan battles, just the heyday of clans, as far as that stuff goes. And I said it in the video, and then it just kind of stuck. And, we've always considered ourselves a very inclusive group. and we don't just let anyone into that group, because if you're truly allies with people, they're operating on your name. And I only want people working on my name that operate under the standards that I operate under. Things that I won't do, lines I won't cross, and so you have to be selective when it comes to that, because you never know how people are going to act when they get out away from you. That's why it takes a year to prospect before you can even be considered. Your clan has to be alive for a year, and then you have to prospect for a year.
That's just something really cool. We've seen it with I think you guys got a prospect right now, RGN, if I'm not mistaken. They kind of they we're very familiar with RGN. We know Concept, we like Concept a lot.
Yes,
They came
sir.
from over here. So I mean, I was talking about the prospect stuff. I think that's really really cool because that comes with a lot of loyalty and longevity, which is
Yeah.
something those two words mean a lot in the gaming scene these days, and you don't see it a lot. A lot of people make these communities or clans and they die off rather quickly, or they're not down to keep with all this loyalty and abide by these guidelines that you guys have. So that's really really cool. Like you guys have your own standards, and you guys are very very selective on who you let into your family, which that's very important, I think. Undead, you got anything?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you kind of summed it up perfectly in a way. And Ego Arena, dude. On top of that point, what's your take on Ego Arena? I know you're a part of it. I know TSB is a big part of it, but from your perspective, how do you think it's changing the culture of Xbox right now and communities?
My goal for Ego, and I think the goal of everyone that in the core group that started that, was to get clans back to doing what clans do, battling each other, having bragging rights, doing things that, if you think back 10 years ago, was every Friday and Saturday night, clan battles, people going at it, and that was it, and it's kind of, it should be a neutral ground where clans can come in, we can do tournaments, we can do whatever, and you just go in there and play the game, because that's why you're on the console, play games. That's
sure.
kind of our goal, to get it back, because clans overall, I mean, you don't see the big mega clans anymore. Look around, you don't see the 20,000 member clans anymore.
No.
You don't see the 10,000 member clans anymore. So what happened? And you go to looking at the people who came from clans and who are making a lot of money playing these games now, streaming or doing whatever. Why did they leave clans? And
Sure.
you start thinking about that. I mean, we have to bring it back, or the hobby will die. We have to get it back to where people are enjoying what we're doing.
Oh, for sure.
And like a big thing I've like seen, so this 2019, 2020 was like a big jump in the scene. I think you guys really stepped up in a big way, and same thing with XS. And there was a lot of beef going on in the scene for like a long time. Everybody was like he say or he say she say, and it was just tension everywhere. You guys couldn't be in parties together, nobody was talking, and it wasn't like as friendly. Like the scene's changed a lot. Now everybody's super friendly, super down to help each other out, and that's just really really cool to see. I think and it's let a lot of other communities realize that they can set aside their differences with other communities, and come under one thing like the Ego Arena, and compete and have fun and make it friendly but competitive, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Ego is I think it's going to be a really cool thing. And I mean, look, TXO Noob, like, she just doesn't stop. She just goes and goes and goes. So
Well, shout out to her.
yeah.
Shout out Noob.
I can shout out to
message me
Noob.
and say, do you think we should do this? And I'm like, look, I trust your judgment. You've not done anything wrong, so continue on.
All I'm saying is, bro, any about to come in there and win one time. Our GM been winning a lot, but we about to come up in there, bro. We ready. We got a little something.
Yeah. I mean, when they branch out and start, playing some other games that are pretty cool, I'll probably be in there, on the team. But I didn't even buy the last couple of cards. It's just whatever.
Yeah, nobody kind of really did, to be honest. But on that note, my question to you is, how do you keep your community positive, dude? Like, I know a lot of negative stuff happens with every community, inside and out. What's just something that you think you do differently than any other community, like to keep everybody's like hopes high and stuff like that?
You know, be available to your members, be very transparent. That's why we set an open party. You know, if you accept a leadership position in TSB, you appear online and you're an open party. And anything goes down, you talk to the members about it. You don't hide anything. If you're hiding something, it makes, gives the appearance that you've done something wrong. And people will follow a flawed leader who's honest and tries to correct the mistakes that pop up. They won't follow someone who isn't self-aware, tries to hide and conceal things. And, you've seen that play out how many times over and over on the platform. And you just have to be there every day. You have to lead by example. You come in, and I tell people that, I tell my leaders this all the time. It's not a big deal unless you say it's a big deal. If something happens, the way you react is the way the members are going to react. If you lose your shit, freak out, the members are going to lose their shit and freak out. Act like you've experienced some life. If a problem comes up, deal with it. If you can't deal with it by yourself, call another leader. If not, call me. I post my phone number in all of my Discords. With the 1,000 members that we have, I drop my phone number in there. Say, hey, call me if it's that bad. I do sleep at night because I work every day, but if it's that bad, call me.
And that's something really cool. I think that you're available, to all your people, and you guys are very, very transparent. That's what I like about TSB, and always, have, is that you guys, we know what you're getting with TSB. Like you're upfront about everything. You guys don't ever try to hide anything, and that's something that's really respectable amongst everybody, that I think we can all agree on. Is TSB is very, very transparent. You guys don't really try to hide anything, and everybody knows what we're getting with TSB. So my question to you is, I feel like now it's not as bad, but it used to be like a lot of people, they saw TSB and they would, automatically start assuming stuff that they've heard or rumors or whatever. But now, like, what people don't understand is that you guys are gamers, down to the core, and a lot of people in your community are just people in communities, and that they're just here to game, and like that what these people are saying isn't true at all. Like they don't understand the other side to it. So like, what do you have to say about that? And like how I think their perspective's changing about TSB, and how everybody, I feel very, very comfortable, getting in a party and just hanging with everybody. I mean, I think you guys are like a family over there. So I mean, I really respect it. So
I hear so many stories about myself, that are just, internet myths and rumors, and some of it's fact-based and some of it's not. Apparently it was always a thing that TSB had about 30 people and we were all booters and hackers. And now that people kind of start coming around, they realize that we have always had a lot of people, and 99% of the people in TSB have no clue what's going on as far as any other clans, or what's going on with TSB and other clans. They're inside the walls of TSB enjoying themselves, and I've always thought that the best defense was a good offense. If there's a problem, I'll go address it personally. I'm not going to send someone to do it. I'll go. I'll never ask my people to do something that I'm not going to do. And a conversation solves a lot of things, but I will say this, as far as the things that you've heard about TSB, I don't tell any member in TSB to take shit or let anybody disrespect them. 100%. And that sometimes makes you seem like a bad guy to certain people who are doing bad shit. If you come at my people, you're going to talk to me, and you're going to talk to everybody that I bring with me that's just the way it is.
Speaking of TSB and that stuff I've heard, there was a rumor, I don't know how long ago, bro, probably like 2016, 2015, that everybody in TSB had a TSB tattoo, bro. What's up with that?
Not everybody in TSB has a TSB tattoo.
I'm pretty sure there was a video floating around YouTube a while for this one of your members getting the actual TSB tattoo, right? He was like at work filming or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of us that have them. I've had one for over a decade. So
It's fucking dope.
yeah, I have the Xbox symbol, that's in the center of your controller. I have that
Yeah.
tattooed on my right arm with TSB across it.
This is dope. Well, shout out to TSB and all their Tied It Up members, bro. I'm on that Tied It Up lane myself.
Word. Yeah. I mean, look, it's not just an online thing. It's a lifestyle, bro.
100%.
We do what we do 24/7. That's the life that we live. The people that choose it.
Yeah, I mean, and also, man, you from the South, just like, I live in the South too. When we do stuff, especially in the South, man, you adapt towards it, bro. Especially in Houston. Whenever I pick up something, regardless of what it is, bro, I'm gonna throw 115% into it each and every time. It doesn't matter, bro. So,
hey, man, you cannot explain things to people that are not from Texas. I try to talk to these guys online. They're like, "Oh, football, this and I'm like, you do not understand. The town that I moved from when I came to where I'm living now had 3,000 people and has a $7 million high school football stadium. You know,
100%.
you can't explain that logic to people. They don't understand. They're like, "Oh yeah, high school football." I'm like,
no, high school football is religion. I don't care.
Where I moved from, the season tickets, there's a 20-year waiting list to get those, and those things are split up in divorces. They're willed to family members. I mean,
that's crazy.
That's the way it is.
Speaking of that, so since you're from the South and we talking about South stuff, bro, when you go order a drink, what do you call that drink?
Sweet tea or Coke.
Coke. Yep. I mean, oh my God. Dev, just stop, Dev. It's a thing, bro. Dev calls it a pop, and I'm just like, bro, like.
Well, that tells me what part of the country that he's from.
Oh, for sure, man. But he has a problem with me calling it a Coke. I'll be like, I'm going to Whataburger. I'm gonna get me a Coke. He's like, all right. I come back. He's like, what you get? Dr. Pepper. He's like, I thought you get a Coke. I did get a Coke, bro.
You did get a Coke.
I got it. Dr. Pepper. It's a Coke.
Yeah. You come here and sit down and order food, Dev. They're gonna say, "What do you want to drink?" And you're gonna say Coke, and they're gonna say, "Okay, what kind?" And I say, my personal favorite from Texas is Dr. Pepper.
100%.
Then I fuck with the Mountain Dew past that, and then who doesn't like Crown and Coke?
Bro, liquor stores are here everywhere. They don't even understand. It's crazy.
Gun shops and liquor stores, man.
Oh, Texas. What? I carry my gun everywhere, dude. I have a 9mm Beretta, and I legitly just carry it everywhere. And people outside of this place just don't understand. Like, that's what we do in Texas. You just you don't even need a license. You just throw it in your car. 3 shots. Or it has to be 3 steps to pull the trigger. And besides that, it's legal, and it's crazy.
Greatest country in the world.
Oh, yes, sir.
So, both y'all are from Texas, and Dad's kind of let me in on like what's going on in his area with the virus and everything. So, but like in your town or like your specific area of Texas, how's the coronavirus affecting you guys down there?
I live 1 mile from the Louisiana border, and Texas shut down incoming traffic from there unless you're essential or commercial. So when I pull out on Interstate 10, I look over across the interstate and there are Texas DPS lined up 24/7. So that's pretty wild to see. My job hasn't, in fact, it's picked up, and I don't understand why it picked. I don't even know how my company got us deemed essential, but whatever. I like paychecks, so I'm cool with it. My daughter, she works in the food industry because she's a college student too, and she's been unemployed for 2 or 3 weeks now. So obviously, it's had a pretty big impact. I don't know, man. It's just kind of wild. Traffic is nothing, pretty much. I can drive downtown Beaumont at lunchtime, and I wouldn't ever dare do that, under normal circumstances.
Yeah, same here, dude. Houston has the worst traffic. I want to say in the world, probably not, but if you've been through Houston one time, you know that Houston don't, bro. It takes an hour to get from Houston to Houston. It's crazy. And right now, dude, I could probably drive to the other side in 20 minutes.
Listen, Houston traffic's pretty rough. Dallas traffic's pretty rough. If you want to deal with shit traffic, go to Austin.
Oh, for sure, dude. I used to go to Sit Street all the time,
Mhm.
dude. It fuck that, bro. But at least you're looking at stuff in Austin, bro. In Austin, you got the hills, you got the houses, everything's nice, bro. There's no
Right.
there's no dirt anywhere. I mean, not dirt, trash. Everything's beautiful. In
Oh, I love
Houston, bro,
Austin.
it's just fucking everything's dead.
Houston's pretty wild, man. It's a big drive across there. People don't understand until they come to Texas the magnitude of this place. You know.
We
But
measure our time and distances in hours, not anything else. Like, yo, how long does it take me to get there? Oh, it'll take an hour and a half. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go. Others
Yeah.
other places, they're like, what? An hour? No, I don't want to go. And sure, that ain't shit.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you drive 45 minutes to work every day.
Well, I mean, I live right next to the plant, so I just yeet. But most people do, yeah.
Yeah, I worked with a guy who drove an hour and 15 minutes to work every day. I had a high school
Yeah.
football coach that drove an hour and a half every day.
Well, in the chemical plants down here in Dow, dude, people drive from dude, like 3 hours every day to come to work per diem and shit. So I mean, but let's move on a little bit. What is your favorite weapon you've ever used in any video game? Like,
BR.
oh, okay, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, I love the BR. Halo 3, Halo 2 BR.
Yep.
And probably the sniper from Halo Reach. That gun was amazing. The gunplay with it. And yeah, the FAMAS and
From Black Ops 1 or 2?
yeah, one.
One, yeah, the
then-
FAMAS, yeah, 3-round burst. Pop, pop, pop.
There's
I
a lot
said for mine last episode, Intervention, Modern Warfare 2. So me and Dev are doing a thing where every podcast we're going to choose a new gun that we haven't chose already. So my last podcast, I chose the Intervention from Modern Warfare 2. This podcast, I'm going to go MP7, Modern Warfare 3, Gold. No scope. What about you, Dev?
I think I'm gonna go with the Scar off of MW2.
Ooh,
So changing up a little
that's a
bit.
nice shot. Okay, we're going to choose all the Modern Warfare guns.
a lot of good guns. I mean, I love the ballista from Black Ops 2.
Yeah, the ballista was a knife. Yeah,
It was the sniper. It was the quick
was it?
sniper.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was.
it was the
What
quick
was
sniper.
the dual knife where you could send it out? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the ballistic knife is what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Ballistic knife.
Yeah. I got him confused. I mean, I was on the right term. Not too far off. Where do you see TSB going in the future, my dude? Like, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years? At 15 years?
If TSB is doing exactly what it's doing right now, 5 years from now, I'll be perfectly happy. So, I like what we do. I like the things that we have going. You know, it's not about. I think there's 7 things on our code of conduct. I think we have like 16, 17 rules. Basically, don't be a piece of shit. Treat everyone in your family with respect. And, you know, within that, we operate pretty smoothly, bro. And I'm pretty happy with what we have going on. So I don't have to have a lot of changes because I don't think that we do a lot of things terribly wrong. We address issues that come up if we have to change things because you can't lock yourself in. I mean, if your clan's still operating under a antiquated system that was developed on the 360 15 years ago, you probably are having some problems right now. You know, blacklist, things like that. If you're still running under shit like that, you're not really giving your members the best online experience. You're actually limiting what they can see and do.
100%. Yeah. We learned from actually y'all, Hydra as a whole. We've been doing the blacklist since we started New Era back when, and we were kind of running off of the old KSI ways, to be honest. And then we noticed how XS and all them guys, Corey and his whole group, and y'all kind of cleared y'all's well, not really y'all, but cleared the blacklist and was like, yo, this is what we want to do. And we kind of took a step back for a minute and wanted to see what happened. And we kind of caught a new focus and a new goal. We wiped our blacklist. We wiped every member that's ever been here that's did something wrong. We forgave them, and it's kind of been good.
Yeah.
We started playing with RGN a lot, and shout out to Concept and his whole crew. They came from us, and a big part of why they left was some of the reasons we didn't even understand at the time because of our old ways of not wanting to change. And since we've been changing, and it's more about gaming and less about, this is what you need to follow. This is your job. If you don't do your job, you're going to get demoted and you're going to get a slap on the wrist. And that and we kind of, backed off from that. And everything's better now, dude. Gaming's fun. It's not a job.
There are very few gamer tags that TSB members are not allowed to game with, and because we're transparent, the members know what that person did, and I don't have to tell them not to be around them. So
for sure, I like that. I like that. I mean, we have those gamer tags too, but I mean, everybody does. Yeah. It's just one of those things where you're just like, yo, you fucked up, bro. You fucked up in the worst way possible.
I've removed very few people from TSB as long as it's been around.
Speaking of TSB, oh my bad.
Go ahead, man.
No. You finished what you're saying. I cut you off.
I mean, so if I remove someone, people know that there was a pretty legit reason for that to happen, and when they see why, because I'll drop it in the general chat so they all know exactly what was said and why it was said. So, like I say, it's not an issue because if you have good people in your community, they're not going to want to be around people that, for example, are in some kind of relationship with an underage person or something like that.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, that we don't fuck with that.
I don't have to have a blacklist. I just have to tell people what they did. Who the hell wants to be around that kind of shit?
100%. Speaking of, good members, dude, you have one of my favorite people ever out of gaming in TSB, bro. I've been knowing this cat forever, and I want to give a straight shout out to Callie. Man, Callie is dope, bro.
Yeah, I've known Callie for a long time.
Yeah, same. I've known him since I can't even tell you the year. I've known Callie a while. I actually want to get him on the podcast. I messaged him, but I know he's kind of sick right now and he has some stuff going on, so he hasn't really got back with me. But shout out to Callie, dude. You're rocking it.
He's a good dude. Yeah, he's got some health stuff going on right now. I mean, it's a scary time. So he's
sure.
I think he's doing all right. As far as it's not getting him down too bad. He's gonna be okay, but it's he's kind of miserable at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to Callie, Ben. Hope you get better, dude.
Dude.
So I have a question real quick. Back on the topic of while we're still on the TSB topic. Everybody knows you guys are under the Hydra umbrella, and you guys are like the forefronts of Hydra. So like, what happens if like somebody like per se, like I don't know, let's just throw a scenario that somebody from TSB does something, or somebody from J2H does something that upsets the other two Hydra alliance members. What happens, like, essentially, like if you have to deal with like inner turmoil, if that makes sense? How does that normally come out?
There's always going to be something, some riff somewhere here or there. You make people understand that we are committed to, not one person is bigger than the sum of what we're trying to do. And you make people understand that. One time some J2H members and some TSB members had gotten into it pretty bad, and For Life and I both went in there and said, we'll drop every person in here. You don't jeopardize what we're doing. We have a bigger thing going than y'all's petty squabble. And if you can't get with that idea and that mindset, you don't need to be here. So when that happens, that's the way we address it. I mean, not one person's bigger than the sum of the whole.
100%. The arm has cancer. Cut it off.
I mean, I think that's really cool. You guys like have like a a bigger picture always, and you guys put like like the alliance in front of above everything, and I think that's why you guys do have this longevity. Is whenever these problems do arise, you are really really good about sniffing them out and letting people know that nothing's going to jeopardize our family. And, it's protecting your own, really.
Yeah. I mean, and For Life and I have been friends for over a decade. I mean, we literally he's one of my best friends, and I'm not going to sit around and let anyone disrespect him or what he's done, and he wouldn't do me either. He wouldn't allow that to happen. So, and Helios, I haven't known him as long, but bless his heart, he's definitely special and has to have a lot of attention. So I can't let anyone run over him. And hey, you guys, next time you talk to him, just remind him that I am the OG behind last. I have the gamer tag to prove it. So.
Oh shit, we got you, bro. We got you.
I have a
Speaking of
funny.
hold on before you go. Speaking of For Life, man, shout out to For Life. We're working on a time for him too. Hopefully, he's our next guest. Him and his brother System.
Yes.
Trying to get them both on. So shout out to J2H and all their members and stuff. Before I forget, Terra Code, as soon as the podcast is over, sir, we have a text channel, drop all your links to your Twitter, your whatever, dude. Anything you want anybody to follow, bro, and I'll put it in the link of the description for you. Try to get you some of them numbers up. Go follow my boy Terra Code.
Okay.
Dev, you're good.
Yeah, my thing was actually with For Life too. This is funny. We asked Ben 1v1 between you and you and him. So for the next episode, since we're gonna bring For Life and System on, so 1v1 between you and For Life, who's winning?
The only game that I cannot beat For Life at is FIFA. So.
Oh shit, he plays FIFA. Oh hell no!
Tell him I said that. Listen, For Life and I, back in the day, we used to start a Halo 3 custom lobby on Guardian, unlimited time, unlimited kills. People would get up before they went to work, play in that lobby, go to work, come back, and that lobby's still going. People have 1,600 kills. People in and out there all day long. I've seen For Life and Bad Company take the shotgun and sneak around the map literally for an hour to troll each other and kill each other, to teabag each other. Like, I can't, man, we had so much fun back then.
Bro, you're pretty mean in the chat. Oh my god, bro, that game.
Yep. No, For Life's terrible at all games. Anytime you see any gameplay on his gamer tag that looks like it's legit, that's definitely System, who's a really good gamer.
Yeah, dude, System's nasty, bro. I played with System.
Yeah.
On some games, he's a monster.
Yeah. System is definitely. You know how many times I've heard For Life talk shit to somebody, say you want a 1v1, and then he hands System.
That's what Ben said. Ben said, bro, we were playing, and I swear he hands the controller to System.
Hey, we had one thing I will say is we had a huge Hydra tournament on Call of Duty Ghost back on the 360, and me, For Life, Sly Knot, and another guy from VA were on the team together, and we was search and destroy, and we got wiped. And For Life is creeping around the map all by itself, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. That's. The other team realizes he's by himself, and they bum rush him, and that fucker killed. He wiped the whole team. He did. He had a squad wipe, and we were so pumped. We won like 2 games just off of that, because I just knew it was a lost cause at that point. And For Life, that I will never forget that. For him to pull that squad wipe off was just out of this world.
Next interview, we asked him about it. He was like, "I was my brother's System." Oh,
You gave System the controller.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. No, actually, I know it was him, because he was creeping and hiding and not doing anything aggressive. So, because we were all watching him, as you die and search and destroy. You watch your team.
Oh yeah.
And he pulled off a god wipe on, and it just god shots from everywhere. It was wild.
That crazy moment, man. Times whenever everybody wishes they had cap cards, man. I wish I had a cap card back on Xbox 360. Oh Lord, it'd been fun times.
If I had a cap guard and I had recorded some of the gameplay that Ben and I have played together, and you would see that Airborne and myself carried him on PUBG while he's out driving motorcycles around. We got him so many wins. He's driving Jeeps around. Just, oh God. And then he comes on Smite and he doesn't know how to build on Smite, and he's just feeding the other team, and Darth and I are carrying him to victory. And Ben is, listen, that boy better just hang on to his Halo 2, status and keep it there. So here I am getting all worked up. Let me take that back. Ben's a really good gamer. I'm sure he could beat me in some of the games if he took them serious.
And Siege, Ben said he's starting that Siege grind, bro. Y'all been playing Siege over in TSB?
I haven't. I haven't played that game yet. Listen, I'm really bad about. I play a game until I just literally burn myself out on it, and then I move on.
I feel that. I did that with Ark, bro. There's a game called Ark, and it's crazy.
I tried to play Ark, man. I kept spawning in a damn loincloth, and turtles kept killing me and shit. And I just
dude, you gotta play. You gotta learn the game before you. I learned from like clans on the game, huge clans and shit. So I mean, I've retarded amount of hours in that game, dude. It's crazy, but I burned myself out in that game. I'll never pick it back up again. I deleted that motherfucker.
I play Smite. I play Minecraft.
Oh, that's my game, bro. Dev hates it, dude. Dev will hit me up, and he'll be like, "Hey, man, I need you in a party for a meeting." And I'm like, "All right," and I'll get in there, and everybody's on Call of Duty, and he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yo, bro, I'm gaming, bro. Like, I'm about Minecraft, bro. I'm about it, 100%."
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have an obsession with Minecraft.
So. It's a special game, man. I heard y'all I heard not y'all Ben, the SDG got a Minecraft server. I'm trying to weasel my way in there. Like, hey man, just invite me just one time, bro. I just need that one invite.
Yeah, I have my Minecraft world from 360. I keep dragging it along with me, and it's one of the original old small maps. It had like 14 blocks of clay on it. I take people on there and show it to them, and I've got everything all squared up and leveled out, and paths everywhere. And they're like, "Oh my God, did you have a life?" And I'm like, "Not really.
For sure.
This is it." I have a TSB City on there, TSB Hall of Fame's on there. The whole 9 yards.
Do y'all do anything special for your Hall of Fame?
No. I mean, I just carry those names with me. I probably should. I just have never thought of a really creative way to honor the people, that I have. They all know who they are. I don't have a problem saying the gamer tags, but
oh yeah, for sure. Do you have any like custom like clothing or any kind of deals like that? You want to give a shout out to?
We have an apparel shop through Sword Dog.
All right. Well, if you want some TSB merch, I'm hoping he'll send me the link and we can plug it up. Go buy some TSB merch, and then right after that, because I know y'all all got some money, go over to New Era's shop and hit up a hoodie or something. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But all right, man, we're already we're about at the end. So you got anything else you want to say? Give out any shout outs or anything like that, dude?
Yeah, man. Just I've thoroughly enjoyed my time, on TSB and on Xbox Live. A lot of good memories, man. A lot of things, that I've experienced. I have people that are on Xbox that I've met a lot of people in real life from Xbox. I've been to MLG events with my son, and you get out of it what you put into it, man. You come in here, you be honest with people. That's something I'm big on. If you lie to me one time, it's hard for me to ever take you serious again because your word's all you have, especially online.
100%, dude. Couldn't say it better myself.
Say what you mean and mean what you say. Make it count.
All right. Well, everybody, TSB Terra Code. We appreciate you coming on the podcast, my guy. We're going to reach out to some of your members later on and try to get some more people on for sure. Cali, 100% Cali. Everybody go sub to their in the description once again. Give a shout out to Terra Code, man. We appreciate you coming on. All a New Era. Show some love. Likes, comment, subscribe to our YouTube, man. We're trying to push this quit scope to the next level. You know what I'm saying? All right. Peace.